Welcome back. So in this video we will activate the selected category. So if the user selects Java, this link should be activated. So right now you can see, even if I have clicked this Java link, this home link is still active. So you can see the category ID of the selected category in the URL inside the categories variable. So let's change this categories variable to category so it is much more clear. So let's open Notepad++ again and header.php. So let's change this variable to category from categories, category, and save it. And now if I refresh, now you can see if I click this, category ID equals to 1, perfect. So if there is a category inside the URL, we don't want this home link to be active. So first of all, let's remove the active class from this home link if there is a category in the URL. So let's open Notepad++ again. So let's create a if condition above this line. So let's start a PHP code block, PHP if, and now we will check for the presence of the category URL variable, this one. So if it is present, we don't want to add the active class. So let's check for it. So is set and $_get category. So I'm simply saying if there is a category inside the URL, then remove this active class from the link. Makes sense? So let's start the curly bracket and end this curly bracket here. And otherwise, if there is no category inside the URL, what we want to do? So let's create an else statement. Else, start the curly bracket, and now we will copy this link, copy it, and let's paste it below here. And now we will add the active class. So if there is no category inside the URL, we want the home link to be active. So right now you can see that the home link is pointing to nothing. So let's change this to index.php and index.php, save it. So now let's go back to the browser, and now if I refresh, this active from the home link should be removed. Oops, there is an error on line number 53. Okay, we have not actually ended the else block. So PHP, and now it should be fine. So if I refresh, now you can see if there is a category inside the URL, the home is not active. So if I click home is active, but if I click any other category, it is not active. So now let's activate these categories if these are clicked. So let's open header.php again. Now we will work inside this while loop. So below this while, let's add a if condition, and we will check for the presence of the category variable inside the URL. So is set $_get. As you know that we use the get to check for the variables in the URL. So the name of the variable was category. So, and if this category variable is present inside the URL, and the value of this category variable is equal to the ID of the row. So row ID, and we use the double equals to check So now let's copy this and paste it here, and now we are simply saying if the variable is present in the URL and the value of that category variable equals to the ID of the current row, then let's start a curly bracket here. And now let's remove this one. Okay, now we want to print this line if this condition is true, and let's add the active as well. So now let's end this curly bracket here, so end it here, and now if I go to the browser and refresh, let's see what happens. It is just showing Java. So we have to add a else condition as well, so let's add the else condition after this. So else echo, what we want to echo, we want to echo this but without the active class. So paste it here. Oops, we have to actually adjust these quotes, so let's change this to single quote, single quote, and single quote, and let's remove these. Now it should be okay. So let's remove this PHP echo, and let's remove this single quotes around the text, and let's remove this one as well. And now if I save it, and now if I go to the browser and refresh, you can see PHP is there as well, but it is active as well. So let's remove the active class. So let's remove this active class. Now if I save it and refresh, now you can see Java is active, and if I click this PHP, you can see PHP is active. And now if I click this home is active, so it is working perfectly.